So this is my first time going live. I'm trying to learn how to use this thing. So give me 1 second to learn what some of these buttons are. Want to update you all on the baby. I think I told you guys a couple weeks ago that we were expecting our first natural miracle baby after two successful births of IVF with Kennedy and the twins, um, which everybody's in daycare right now. So I have a quiet house. At my 10-week scan, we found out that the baby's heart stopped developing. I don't know what these dots are, but I'm going to learn this. We found out that the baby's heart stopped developing, and they tried to look for the heartbeat for a couple minutes, but she just couldn't get one. So they gave us a couple different options as far as, what our next steps was for this miscarriage. We can miscarry naturally. We could have taken some pills that would start the miscarriage at home. It will cause a lot of cramping, pain, but it will start within a couple of hours after you take the pills. Or we can do a surgery method where they remove the baby through a suction method that they do. I was against the pills. No, excuse me. I was against um, the surgical method at first because it was just the risks were really high. So I decided against it. Then when I got home, I filled the prescription, but I never took it. Um, and I just, for some reason, I mean, everybody does things their own way, but I just felt in my heart that if I did the surgical method, I know that's the same procedure that they use for abortion. So I just couldn't do that. Um, I think it would have just broke my heart. I don't think I could have handled that, even though it's two totally different situations. And I'm not judging anybody. It's just me, my personal preference. And the more I sat on those pills and thought about it, I couldn't take those either because I know sometimes they'll give those for the same reason as well. Maybe not as intense because I would have to take 4 pills and let it bleed out. So after doing some tall sitting and thinking, I decided with my husband that we would just let it happen naturally. So Thursday, I started spotting. That was on a Tuesday. Made the decision on Wednesday. Then Thursday, I started spotting slightly, and then Thursday and Friday was about the same, and it was dark brown. I know this might be a little TMI, but then Saturday got a little heavier, and Sunday after we went to church. Church was very spiritual on Sunday. So after we got to church, I started cramping a little bit when we got home. And yesterday was President's Day. The boys still had their day. They go to two different daycares. Their daycare was open, and Kennedy's daycare was closed. So I decided to do a mommy daughter day. That oh, this is like live on. I'm sorry, guys. This is crazy. This is really like live on the other social media outlets. I've never done this before. Usually I record and then upload. So hi, Sylvia. What else was I saying? So I decided to do a mommy daughter day. Um, Took Kennedy out for breakfast. We tried to go to the aquarium. I was cramping really bad, and she didn't really like the fish anyway. So we left and did some big train ride around the mall, and I started cramping and contracting really, really bad. So I had my husband come pick me up because I tried to drive and I kept slamming on my brakes, which is very dangerous. So he came. I pulled over at a gas station. And he came to pick me up to drive me and Kennedy home. And I tried to sit on the couch, but I couldn't sit. It was very uncomfortable. It was so much pressure and so much pain. And I think at that point I knew it was time to push. Um, so I went to the restroom, and I mean it was the hardest decision I had to make in my life. And I went to the restroom and basically birthed our child in the toilet. Um, First of all, my other two births were both C-sections, so I never knew what that was going to feel like. The contractions were horrible. I mean, it's not like I had pain medicine or epidural or anything like that. Like the pain was intense. It was labor pain. And the doctor did explain to me that if we decided to go natural, that was a possibility that it was going to happen. So, anyways, I went to the restroom and 2 minutes later pushed the baby out. Um, my husband came in there and he helped me get myself together. And um, so yesterday was really rough. But now I feel like I'm at peace because I know that the baby is with God and it just wasn't our time. And I think it was his way of showing us that he's able to do all things. Um, we believe that the baby will come back to us one day. It's just not our time at this very moment. Um, I've been crying endlessly, and I think, like I said yesterday, I after that, um, I think I've been better ever since. Uh, we decided to name the baby Sweet Pea. I did not get a gender of the baby. I didn't want to do the blood test because it was way too. I would have to know if it was a boy or girl. I just don't want to. Didn't want to. Didn't want to know because Kennedy could have lost the baby sister, or the boys could have had another. But like it was just too much for me. So um, we lost the baby completely yesterday. So that would have put me at 12 weeks. The baby's heart stopped developing at 6 weeks. So when you're 6 weeks, you're the size of a sweet pea. So we decided to name the baby Sweet Pea. Um, this does not mean that we won't have more in the future. I mean, it's not like we were actively trying for this baby. Um, I don't know how to turn some of these warnings off, but I'm going to get there, guys. I'm going to learn it. Um, we weren't actively trying for this baby. It's something that just happened. So, I mean, in the future, it's not like we're married. We're not protecting ourselves against that. So if it happens again, it happens again. I told my husband a long time ago that I wanted five, and when we had the boys, we thought we were done, not because of all of the health issues with the baby, with the twin, but because three's a lot of kids. But after this, we did sit down and talk, and he had a huge change of heart, and he's like, "You want 10 kids? We can have 10 kids." So he wants to actively try next year once we're done with the hurdles of the baby. But in between time, there won't be any active trying. But if it happens, it happens. Um, so I just wanted to kind of update you guys and let you know that I'm doing much better. I'm okay. I have not cried since yesterday. Um, we have a scan next week to make sure that everything came out. They'll do another ultrasound. Uh, and I think that's it. So, um, yeah, uh, that's it. I will continue to keep you guys updated after we do the scan. I'll let you all know if everything came out. If everything does not come out, then they will have to do um, a suction, a DNC is what they call it. I can't remember what it stands for, but they'll have to do a DNC and get everything out. but I feel like everything came out yesterday. Like, I'm almost sure it all came out yesterday. So, just wanted to update you guys on that. And the next thing that we're working on with the baby, again, is coming up with his fundraisers and stuff. So, I'm gonna try to at least get through this summer months and enjoy the summer with all the kids. Um, and I know he doesn't want to actively try until next year, but I'm kind of ready. But I'm going to try to get through the summer. But I personally, I've told him this, that I'll personally be ready in about 2 months. But we're going to try to get through the summer. He wants to wait till next year, but we'll see. We'll see what's in God's plan. So I'll let you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be back on here after we get our scan.